Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I'm actually going to get in the shower and get to bed. I am so cold right now, guys. I am looking forward to a nice warm shower right now. My face right now, guys, it is so smooth. Here's my thing, guys, okay? So I decided to use a like a sheet mask, which I have a few, and like I keep convincing myself, I'm like, you know, when it's like the perfect atmosphere, right, I will use, like, I'll have a nice relaxing self-care day, light a candle, use a sheet mask, like, you know, that kind of thing, right? So that's my thought process, right? My room is a complete disaster. There's a hole in my ceiling. The you know, like, there's not trim on the floors in here, there's paint on the floors in here. There is, you know, there's no trim around the door or anything, you know, like the atmosphere, it's just, you know, it's not here. It is not like a self-care type day where it's like, oh, this is so relaxing and it's so comfortable, you know, and everything like that. But I was like, honestly, you know what? None of that matters. I am not gonna wait for the perfect moment. I didn't have a candle burning or anything like that. I put a sheet mask on, listened to some music, and relaxed for a while. I actually did some editing, and I was also updating my Christmas and my birthday list, I guess is also technically my birthday list. One of the things that I really wanted was the Wicked 20th anniversary vinyl, and it's not cheap. Like, it's not as cheap as like regular vinyls, I guess, kind of are. Like, it's like, you know, an anniversary edition, so it's a little bit more money than if I just got like the regular soundtrack version or whatever. But the vinyl itself is really cool. Like, it's all green and everything like that. So I was like, I really want that. And so I asked for that for my birthday. Since, like, yeah, we're gonna go see it for my birthday, the movie. And so I was like, you know what else? They've got the Squishmallows that are like Walmart exclusives. Then I was just like, you know, kind of looking around and stuff on Amazon, and I was like, oh, they have Funko Pops that are also like, you know, from Wicked. And I was like, okay. Then I went down this whole rabbit hole. I had a whole bunch of stuff to, like, I guess it would be my birthday list, because I was like, what's more perfect than getting like everything Wicked for your birthday when you're going to go and see the movie? So yeah, that was kind of, like I said, I ended up updating that. But then I was also updating just my regular like Christmas list too, because Jack was doing that the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to add that, or I have to do that, or whatever. We also found this website that is actually like a brick and mortar store, but it's also like they have like online, you know, shopping also, and they're like they're in our local mall, which I didn't even really realize. But it's kind of like Hot Topic a little bit. I think it's called Box Lunch, but it's a lot of like, I don't even say it's just anime type stuff, but it's like a lot of like, but it's, I don't know, less Hot Topic-y than Hot Topic is. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it probably sort of makes the point. Like, they still have like Disney stuff and like Harry Potter and like that kind of thing, and it's just like, you know, but they also have like Studio Ghibli. So like, me and Jack were looking at stuff on there. Oh my gosh, they have this super cute coffee mug. I get so mad at my mom because my mom has like a million coffee mugs, and I feel like a coffee mug is just always like an easy gift to get somebody. Like, oh, what's their favorite thing, and then get a coffee mug that goes with that favorite thing that they want, you know, especially if they're like a coffee drinker or a tea drinker. If they're not, then it's not really a good gift, but I still feel like it's just an easy gift to get, like that and a candle. Those are like the two things that, like, if I literally cannot figure anything out, or if I'm like, it's just a safe gift, right, it's like a coffee mug and like a candle, like, you know. But the other thing too is that I don't drink a lot of hot coffee, so I don't need a lot of coffee mugs. But I did realize though that the one coffee mug, I love it, it's really nice and big, but the problem is that I've had it for so long, like, it is literally, it was an elephant. I don't even know if you might still be able to tell that it's an elephant, but so much of like the like paint has like chipped off of it. I was like, maybe it should be retired now, like, you know. And I think I only have maybe I have 4 coffee mugs. But it's the same way too with this other one. I've literally had it for forever. And I don't think the paint has chipped off like as much on that one, but it's kind of like, again, too worn, and I've just had it for forever. So I was like, maybe I could get rid of those two and ask for a different coffee mug for Christmas. So yeah, I have 4. And like I said, I don't drink hot coffee or hot drinks all that often where I even need that many. So if I got rid of 2 of them and asked for 1 for Christmas, I feel like that's like an equal kind of thing. But my mom, she's got this thing that's in the kitchen that like hangs all the coffee mugs, but she still has too many that they don't even all hang on there. They still have to go in the cup like cabinet. And so then she doesn't know that they're in there, so she just keeps reusing the same ones that are hanging up and never goes for the ones that are in the cabinet. So since I do the dishes, I'm always rotating her coffee mugs. So anyways, like I said, I just like, that's something that like for me too though, I'm like, if I'm not using them that often and I don't like drink out of them that much, but like, oh my gosh guys, it was just so cute. It was this little like My Neighbor Totoro coffee mug, but the thing was too, it had this little thing like a lid kind of almost that goes on the top, but then you can flip it over and use it as like a coaster. And I was like, that is so perfect. Like that is ingenious, honestly, because I was like, it's so perfect to just be able to like kind of flip it over and then use it like a reverse, you know? And so like, I don't know what, I think it was like maybe like cork kind of like material, but like I just thought that was really smart, and I was like, I kind of want that. But they had a ton of stuff like that that was just little things that like even at Hot Topic I've never really seen. Like, you know, like Hot Topic is kind of more clothes, but like even still, like Jack got the me and my mom both like purses, new purses. Like he got her a like I think it was a Loungefly bag. They were so cheap too, like Black Friday sales. But like it was a from the Aristocats. My mom likes Marie, the little kitten. That's like her favorite. And so he got her that like a purse kind of thing. And then for me, he got me the My Neighbor Totoro purse and the wallet. So those were like, and that's what I've been using like this entire year as my purse. But like still like I feel like that's a lot of what Hot Topic has, and like clothes, whereas like I think it was Box Lunch, they had a lot more like other things too. And again, you can sometimes find that kind of stuff at like Hot Topic's website, but it just seemed a little bit more like knick-knack type stuff and things like that also. I don't know, maybe sort of. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit different, but it was kind of similar. So like I said, and like the stuff they had, it just seemed like they had a lot more, but I don't know, because I've never, other than for the holidays, like when I've been specifically looking for like that kind of stuff, like I helped Jack find those Christmas presents. Other than that, I've not really been on Hot Topic's website. So like I said, I don't know. They could have more stuff that's on there than I really noticed, but anyways. So I was updating my Christmas list too and going through stuff on there as well, and that was just because Jack kind of pointed me in that direction. We got more stuff done. I got actually also all of the holes patched in my bedroom, which was so much less than what was in here. My parents literally had like a nail or screw hole every inch in this room. Like seriously, it was kind of crazy. I had like just where my shelves were hung up, just where my blinds and curtains were hung up, and then just where my TV was, like because I mounted my TV, and that was it. Those were the only holes that I had to fix in there. I was like, it took me like 10 minutes. When I was in here, it literally took me like an hour to patch all of the little tiny little holes, like pinholes that were all over these walls. It was it was a long process, but my room did not take as long. So I did that today, and like I said, then just kind of relaxed and did a face mask kind of day because you know, self-care is important. I'm always, again, too, procrastinating. Like I said, like, oh, it has to just be perfect, like, you know, just the perfect type of atmosphere, or like, oh, I have a movie on and, you know, like it's a perfect sheet mask kind of day or whatever. But like I was just like, you know what, I just feel like doing it. I was like, I'm not gonna make it, you know, be like the best, you know, perfect setting or anything like that. I was like, I'm just gonna wear the sheet mask, and my face is thanking me for it, I think, because it feels so smooth right now. But this is for anybody else that is like, you know what, I've got sheet masks that are, you know, sitting in my drawer or whatever, and I, you know, like I'm waiting for the perfect moment to use them. No, just go ahead, use them. Just just don't be like me and let them sit and then be like, you know what, maybe, you know, when the perfect time rolls around, I'll use it. No, just use it. Just have a self-care day. One of the other reasons though why it was not the perfect atmosphere for that is because it is so cold. So we haven't turned our heat on yet because we were waiting to have our vents cleaned. And my dad asked Matthew to ask his friend who works for, I think, an industrial heating and cooling company. And I think his like girlfriend works for like a residential heating and cooling company. I think he used to work with her and then he went into like commercial possibly or something like that. Knowing that though, we were like, let's reach out to them and find out if they happen to recommend anybody to do the vents without just like, you know, going and trying to scroll on the internet to find somebody that we think might be good, if they have somebody that they recommend. So it shouldn't be that long. And also too, because the rooms are so cleared out right now, it should be like, we don't really need to move anything for them to get in here to clean stuff, you know? So ideally we were hoping to have it done kind of sooner, but we still haven't turned the heat on because we're like, I don't want to turn the heat on. First off, it's going to kick up my allergies. I'm not going to be able to breathe for weeks after we turn on the air conditioning because of all the dust that it's going to kick up from, you know, the vents and everything like that. So I was just like, can we please just like get you know, somebody to come and clean out the vents, because it's bad every year when we turn the heat on, and like especially for the first time. And I was like, you know what, this might make it better, so let's try and get it cleaned out. But now we, you know, like we're waiting on figuring out who to use, and then we have to actually schedule somebody to come out. So I mean, we could turn the heat on. It's not horrible, but like, and again too, I'm kind of comfortable, like I sleep comfortable at night when it's cold, but it's just the getting up and doing things that I don't like when it's this cold. Which again too though, like working in the bedroom and stuff like that, like in painting, I feel like will be, I mean, it's not like freezing cold, like the paint will still be okay, it's not gonna like freeze or anything, but we're not freezing. But like the you know, just like doing all that, like the work, it'll be nice when that it's cooler. That was why wearing my sheet mask, even I was like, this is kind of cold on my face like right now. But like I said, it's not like that bad in the house, it's just a little bit cooler at night though, because the house is brick. It actually stays very warm at night, but it's still cooler. And so I'd like to have the heat turned on ideally, but you know, we're just gonna wait and hold out until we can get somebody to come in and clean the vents, and then hopefully we'll be good. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.